Welcome back to Solorio Eats. We're cooking, but we're not using your grainy salt. So Super Bowl Sunday is right around the corner. It's this Sunday. You know, Chiefs up against the Eagles, and you know what that means. Super Bowl Sunday, that means really good food. And I'm going to be making my own little concoction. So Serious Bean Company was so amazing and great to me. They sent me a few samples of their Serious Beans. And these things are really, really good. They are packing a lot of flavor. They're super tender, and you just can't beat them. They're better than any other baked bean out there. So as soon as I tasted those bucking buffalo beans, I just knew what I had to make. So I'm gonna make my own little concoction. I'm gonna make something real special. It's chili meets buffalo wings. You cannot go wrong with chili, and you can't go wrong with buffalo wings. But what if we do a mashup and put them both together? And this is just gonna be so freaking delicious. So before we get into cooking anything or making anything, the first thing we gotta do is we gotta make our sour cream ranch. And I know what you're thinking, why in the hell are you putting ranch on my buffalo anything? But that's what we gotta do for this. You know, this is chili meets buffalo wings. And you guessed it, we're gonna need, obviously, sour cream. And we're also gonna need some chives, some parsley, some scallions, and some dill. And we got to make sure all of this is fresh. We're not using any of that dried stuff that you have sitting in your cabinet. It's been sitting around for months or years. We're going with the fresh stuff, please. So the first thing we got to do is we got to make sure that we chop all of our herbs. You can go as fine or as coarse as you want. You know, that's up to you. I like to go, you know, a little bit more fine with mine. So we're going to start with our chives, and we're going to slice them nice and thin. And I'm using a bunch here. And we're going to need a total of a 1/4 cup of every herb into our sour cream ranch. You know, we're trying to get to that Hidden Valley Ranch. So we're going to take our chives and we're going to shave them nice and thin. And then we're going to take our Italian parsley. You can use curly if you want. That's fine. That's just as good. And we're going to take our parsley and we're going to pick it off the stems. You know, we just want the leaves. You can save a little bit. We're going to be using that later for our buffalo meats chili. So save that off to the side for the meantime. And we're going to take our parsley leaves and we're going to mince them up nice and fine. Then we're going to add our scallions. You know, we want that pungent onion flavor in here. We're going to go with our green onions, the scallions. And once again, we're going to shave these nice and fine. And then we're going to finish off with that aromatic, that floral dill. You know, that's going to accentuate our Hidden Valley Ranch sauce, our sour cream ranch right here. So we're just going to take our dill right off the stems, just like the parsley. You know, you don't want to be munching into stems. And then we're going to mince it up nice and fine, and we're going to add it to our bowl. Once we have all of our fresh herbs in our bowl, we're going to add our sour cream, that crema, that sour cream. We're going to add 3 cups of our sour cream to the mix, and then we're going to finish it off with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of onion powder. You know, this is going to tie all that ranch flavor together, and we're going to finish off with that kosher salt. Not your granny salt, but that kosher salt. And we're just going to add to taste. You know, taste means to what you like. You can make it as salty or as less salty as you want. That's up to you. Go for it. So all you got to do is whisk everything together and make sure everything is fully incorporated and tasting delicious. So now that we have our sour cream ranch squared away, now it's time to get into our chili meets buffalo wings. And the first thing we're going to need for this is going to be our yellow onion. So we're going to use 1 yellow onion, and we are going to small dice this entire thing. We're going to place it into our bowl. So now that we have our yellow onion diced in our bowl, we're also going to add 3 celery ribs to this. We're just going to pull those right off our celery stalk, and we're going to small dice this as well. And we're just going to put this all together, mixed in with our onions, and we will be using this in a little bit. Just keep it off to the side for now. So for this, I will be using chicken thighs. You know, this is going to be a lot better than chicken wings. It's going to impart a lot more flavor being bone in, and I'm going to be using skin on as well. You know, this is going to give us that nice caramelized skin on our chicken, and that's going to also impart a lot of that flavor into our stew once we get this going. So we're just going to take our chicken thighs and we're going to make sure to season both sides with that kosher salt, not your granny salt, and that BP black pepper. But make sure you get every nook and cranny of this thing. You want to make sure that everything is seasoned well and you're not missing any part of the chicken. Nobody's gonna want some tasteless, unseasoned Yardbird. You gotta make sure that you season this thing deliciously. So now we gotta take our seasoned chicken thighs and we gotta sear these things. And you wanna make sure that you're using canola oil. You know, that is gonna have a higher smoke point. Do not use olive oil. That is gonna burn right away. Before you even get your chicken thighs GBD golden brown, that stuff is gonna be burnt. And you don't want no burnt chicken in your stew. Please use canola. And we're gonna add just enough canola oil to sear these chicken thighs. You wanna make sure that you're searing these at a high temp. You know, you wanna make sure that you get a nice caramelization on that skin. That's gonna impart the most flavor. So we're gonna let our chicken thighs rock in our saute pan between 3 to 5 minutes. You know, you wanna make sure that you get the skin nice and GBD, golden brown and delicious. And you wanna make sure that you're getting it evenly golden brown all around. And once we have the skin nice and golden brown, we're gonna flip these bad boys over and we wanna make sure that we sear the opposite side. You know, you wanna make sure that you seal in all those juices. So our chicken is seared and golden brown on both sides and we got those juices nice and sealed in. Now we're gonna take our chicken thighs and we're gonna take them out. We're gonna put them off to the side in our little pan right here. So in the same saute pan that we just seared our chicken thighs, we're gonna add our onion and our celery too. And we wanna make sure that we get all of the fond off the pan. And if you're asking yourself, what in the hell is a fond? That's all those good bits that are stuck to the bottom of the pan. We're gonna add our onions and our celery and we're gonna sweat them right out. We're gonna sweat our onions and our celery until they are tender. And we're gonna scrape the bottom of the pan. Make sure they get all that fond off. So we're gonna keep adding flavor to this stew. We're gonna add 2 bay leaves, and then we're also gonna add that leftover parsley that we had. And we're also gonna add some fresh thyme to this. You wanna make sure that you keep adding as much flavor. And we're also gonna add 2 cups of chicken stock. Make sure that you get the unsalted stock. You know, as this thing reduces, if you get the salted, you're gonna end up with something that's super salty and you don't want that. So now that we have everything in here, we're gonna take our chicken thighs that we have sitting off to the side. We're gonna place them into our saucepan. We're gonna make sure that they are evenly spread out. And once we have everything in here, we're gonna cover them with our lid. And we're gonna let these chicken thighs simmer on low, medium to low, for about 30 to 45 minutes. We wanna make sure that our chicken is almost fall off the bone, but just almost. And now that we have our chicken almost to that sweet spot where it's almost falling off the bone, just almost, that's when you know it's time to add our serious beans. You know, I'm talking about those Buckin' buffalo beans. Those things come with a lot of flavor. It says it right on the can, real buffalo sauce. And they are not messing around when they say real buffalo sauce. It's like these beans came right from Buffalo. So we're gonna add our 2 cans of Buckin' buffalo beans right to our saucepan, and we're gonna give everything a nice stir. Once we get everything nicely incorporated, we're gonna cover this bad boy up again. And we're gonna let this rock again for about 30 to 45 minutes more. Nice and slow until everything is nice and tender and falling apart. And after those 45 minutes, you wanna pop the top off right off our saucepan. And this chili meats buffalo wings is gonna be super tender. That chicken is gonna be falling right off that bone. Those beans are gonna be super tender and soft. All that buffalo sauce and the beans is gonna be imparted all throughout that chicken. This is gonna be ooey gooey delicious. Go get your sour cream ranch that you whipped up earlier. And now we're gonna take it and we're gonna top off this chili meats buffalo wings. This thing is gonna be so damn delicious. And we're gonna finish it off with some blue cheese. You can use any type of blue cheese you like or you prefer. And we're gonna top it off with some celery leaves. You know, we wanna tie all those flavors together, and that's it. That's a wrap. This is gonna be exactly what you need for your Super Bowl party. Your friends are gonna be loving you. They're gonna be like, damn, how'd you make this? So once again, thank you guys for watching. I truly enjoyed making these beans today. These things were super delicious. I truly enjoyed making this chili meats buffalo wings. Make sure that you guys give this a try for your Super Bowl party. You know, your family and friends can enjoy it along with you. But I just want to give a big old thank you to Serious Bean Company for sending me these baked beans to try out. You guys are truly putting out an amazing product. You guys are making these in small batches, and you can definitely tell just by the flavor alone. There is so much flavor in each can. No other baked bean out there is topping these beans right now. And if you guys have not tried these out, I definitely recommend getting a couple cans. Most definitely worth it. So thank you to everybody that has been supporting the channel since day one. I appreciate each and every one of you. And to everybody that's new to the channel, thank you for joining along for the ride. And if you guys want to keep seeing more videos like this, make sure you guys subscribe, you hit that bell icon, and you guys be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you guys want to support this channel more directly and have a bigger impact on its growth and success, you guys can always donate to paypal.me/SolorioEats. And anything you guys drop in there will allow me to create better content for you guys in the future. And I truly appreciate anything you guys put in there.